Hi everyone, and welcome to another action-packed, fuel-injected episode of Trip Around the Multiverse with your host Jacob Toretto, and I'm not really Jacob Toretto, but
I was waiting for you to. I was waiting for you to give a name.
yeah, Jacob,
Uh,
the brother that was always there but wasn't there for writing purposes' sake.
well,
Oh,
okay. Logical storyline purposes, because it actually works.
yeah,
I
it
think.
does. Yeah,
Okay, and I am the. I'm the man who acknowledges my god mode. CY Chung.
and we are here today to talk about Fast and Furious 9, the Fast
F9,
Saga.
aka Nine Fast Nine Furious.
I think it's the AK for this one is, which makes no sense, is the Fast Saga. Like
Oh
you're
yeah,
being a
yeah.
bit
No,
too
no, but you
late.
know how like there was a Too Fast Too Furious, and then
Yeah,
people were joking about Tokyo Drift calling it Three Fast Too Furious. So I altered everything here. Um, yeah,
these films are
yeah.
amazing.
Well, we'll start with non-spoilers,
Yeah, of course, of
and
course,
then
of
we'll move
course.
on to spoilers. But okay, when I say non-spoilers, are we including what we see in the trailers, or are we not going to say anything about the trailers either?
Um, we can say what we see in the trailers
All right, cool,
because even
cool.
though trailers nowadays give you most of the plot anyway. But
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's a dodgy one.
yeah, but it doesn't give you too much.
Let's not go into stuff about the trailers because
Yeah.
there's two reveals that they shouldn't even have had in the trailers anyways. But we'll
Yep.
get onto that.
Yeah. Stupid
Okay.
trailers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
uh, yeah. So
What do you think?
it is the definition now of a dumb action film, right?
Yeah.
You switch your brain off, you watch it, and you go, yeah, all right,
Yep. And you enjoy.
yeah. Or I mean, okay, you do enjoy it, and sometimes you don't. I actually enjoyed this more than I enjoyed the other ones most of the time
Yeah.
because not no, everyone else is as powerful. No, Dom is still the most powerful man on the planet, as we know,
Yeah.
right?
Of course. He's got it.
The other people have leveled up ever so much, right?
Yeah.
But as per usual, whoever's minions they are, they're just kind of for the stormtrooper power levels. They're
Yeah.
not they're jabronis.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So it's not too bad at that. Once you allow everyone being action heroes,
Yeah.
even the people that aren't action heroes, yeah, okay, it's fine.
It's fine. It's like you can. These films are easy to hate if you go in, like you said, thinking logically.
Yeah.
But at this point, why are you gonna think logically? You know.
Let,
These.
let, let me put it this way. Let me put it this way, right?
Yeah.
If you can accept Jason Voorhees being resurrected by lightning and turning into a zombie,
Yeah.
dead and unkillable, you
Yeah.
can accept these guys being action heroes because they're almost like the slasher villains in slasher movies, except they're the hero versions.
Yeah. That's the thing I've never understood. Like I don't like how people criticize these films. It's like it's a film. You go to see it to like forget about reality. you know? It,
Sometimes even the films themselves, like this one,
yeah,
forget
of
about
course.
reality as
Yeah,
well.
reality went out the window years ago in these movies, and I'm okay with that. I embrace it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah. Like embrace the heat, right?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Cool back.
Actually, I was in the cinema and I was like, the Dom Toretto show all over again. But then
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? If I let it be, if I embrace it as the Dom Toretto show,
Yeah. Like I saw a few complaints, but then I was like, I saw someone say, "Oh, it's not car movies anymore." I was like, they haven't been car movies since Fast and Furious 4.
yeah.
You know, it became action movies
I
after
think
that.
by the end of Fast and Furious 3,
Yeah,
yeah, they weren't
exactly.
anymore.
Yeah, it's just
What did you think of the overall story?
I would have to say
Yeah.
this might have. And this is weird to say, the best story out of the lot of them so far because they tried to bring actual like family drama and stuff into it
So
and
yes,
backstory.
in ways it's good because it patches holes,
Yeah,
or it patches holes for its own storyline as well as other things as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like they're just putting it right out of
No.
nowhere,
Yeah.
right, or somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Other times you're like, all right, I can see how this would work in the context of the universe. So that's
Yeah.
kind of fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I don't want to say it's a fix, like movie that just fixes everything, or
Yeah.
you know, just like okay, well we got these plot holes or whatever. We're just gonna attach that to that, and then that ways we can work out a link between there, and then that ways, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good action movie,
Yeah, it's a good action movie.
outlandish action movie, but that's going to be the way these films are now.
Yeah, exactly. There's little...
Quite good actually, quite good physical fight action.
Yeah.
I thought, you know, whether whoever was fighting is capable of fighting or not, you know, the actors or the characters. But it's just like, yeah, what they did was pretty good. The cars get more outlandish when it goes to the finale.
Yeah.
But then again, it was outlandish from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like 10 minutes into the movie, so whatever.
Yeah, you know, you're along for the ride, so you just take it for what it is. There was some moments where I legit laughed out loud, like...
Well, wait,
really?
Were you purposely funny stuff, or did you just mean like inadvertently funny?
Inadvertently, like, how is this happening? Sort of like laughing, like,
yeah.
I know they're trying to make this bit look serious, but what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then it's
I
just like,
got back into it.
well, forget your brain, right?
Yeah, literally.
Forget your brain, throw it out of your skull, just watch it.
Yeah.
Just watch your brain left there, just flopping about, going,
literally.
whoa!
Like, that's what I think made me like it even more, because of things like that. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes,
cool.
though, you're right. Sometimes I think they work.
Yeah.
When you got to the point where it's like, all right, this is so silly. Let's just go even more over the top. It's laughable.
Yeah.
But when you're playing it dead serious in a movie, like you know Dom Toretto's demeanor.
Yeah.
And even Letty, you know, with Michelle Rodriguez, but they're kind of serious characters. So you're like, oh yeah. It's when you're Jason Statham, you could go so serious that it's overly serious into funny, because you don't react.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like, they one character acknowledges how crazy everything is, and everyone else is making fun of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he's never in those conversations, so because it's like, my character shouldn't and probably wouldn't be involved in this conversation, because he is the guy that is the most God mode out of everyone. So to sit there and go, well, you know what?
Yeah, like, okay.
What do you think of the villain? Okay. So we're not going to talk about the we're going to talk about the main villain and not the big bulky guy, right?
No.
We're going to talk about Otto, the foreign dignitary, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And Cypher, because she's in it.
Yeah. I thought he was okay, but for some reason, I don't know, I felt like he felt more like a villain they could have had in like Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah. He was like he wasn't the main attraction.
No.
Villain in this movie. It seemed like he started off to push the story.
Yeah.
But then he got pushed back slightly.
Yeah.
All right, it's the best way I can put it without spoiling it.
Yeah, pretty much.
He was there to make things happen and provide money to the other, or the arms, or you know, the SWAT teams or whatever. He's there to provide all of that stuff to make the plot go along.
Yeah, he was like a MacGuffin. Yeah.
But but he was all right. He was all right for what he needed to play, because he was playing a bit not over the top, but he was like hamming it up and stuff. I will say, this actor, Thord Ersted Rummerstein, Danish guy, right?
Yeah.
Do you know who William Sadler is?
No.
William Sadler, who played Death in Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
This guy looked like William Sadler's son.
Is it his son?
No, he's not. I'm like, to my friend in the cinema going, is that William Sadler's son?
Oh. But he's been in something else, right? Because he looked familiar to me, but I couldn't remember what I've seen him in. I couldn't bother to.
Wikipedia, Shooter is probably the only thing that you might have seen that he's in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, like you say, he was kind of a lower tier villain, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you say in Hobbs and Shaw, right? If he was the guy providing money to Idris Elba,
Yeah.
then that would have been fine. That's just kind of what he was kind of here, where he wasn't strong enough to be the lead villain.
No.
But in ways he wasn't.
No, he was psychic, literally, but in both parts of the film. Without the spoilers, he ends up being psychic to both people. Yeah, he's done alright. He's done his part.
Yeah. And what else can we say without spoilers? I did like the flashbacks to show storylines. Like we were saying about patching holes and stuff like that. So retcons aren't just simply here they are, and we never spoke about it before. It's just like there's reasoning, and then it actually works with the family reasoning as well. Why Dom wants to keep all his friends as his family.
Yeah,
that works with that quite a bit.
Yeah, I was like, that bit was, like I said, it seems like the smartest writing so far they've done in these films.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, he just doesn't say the word family because it's his catchphrase. There's actual meaning behind the whole thing.
I did like as well, they went around the world for this. They went to quite a lot of locations.
Yeah.
London,
Edinburgh, Germany.
I don't know. I can't remember specifically, but I tell you what, though. Did you notice that? I don't know if it's just because of how they filmed it, but some of the backgrounds look like green screen background to me.
Yeah.
Was it really obvious? Do you think?
Some bits, because like when they go to Tokyo, it felt a bit like that to me. Certain parts of it.
Yeah, this is what I noticed, right? So you've got your people in the foreground that interact with stuff, like the diner chair tables and the people sitting down, and then maybe 2 or 3 crowd members behind them or whatever. But everyone else that's beyond them seemed fake.
Yeah.
That's probably because of COVID and how they had to film it, but whatever, right?
Yeah.
I just was like, I don't know if it's obvious because I see it, or is it just obvious to everyone?
I think... I don't know, because I noticed it, but didn't... for example, the prequels of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Then the green screen in that is so like it's off-putting. Now when you watch it.
Yeah.
But with like in the Fast and Furious 9, it didn't like put me out the scene. I was like, oh,
no.
Seems...
I just assumed it was for COVID purposes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like,
I let it slide. I'm not gonna criticize the film for that, but I just thought I'd point out in case you didn't you don't know if everyone else saw it the same way as you. So you just but the actual special effects though were pretty good as well.
Yeah, there were some a bit awkward bits, but yeah, besides that, good.
But when you say awkward bits, you mean like within the story, or just mean awkward special effects sections?
Awkward special effects sections. Okay. I'll bring it up later when we get into spoiler parts.
Yeah. So overall, pretty good. Do you say worth a watch? Or
worth watching?
It's worth a watch, right? Just don't
go in just being happy.
Look, so we know how these films are being, right?
Yeah.
Just accept the films for what they are. That's what I'm like. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I don't want to say necessarily you enjoy it, but you be entertained.
Yeah. Just
Cool. Nice. All right, so we're gonna get to spoiler bits, right? Now.
Yes, sir.
All right, so skip the rest of this.
Yeah, skip. You've been warned.
So where do you want to start?
Okay, let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
I thought before seeing this film that there was going to do some weird thing like Jacob Toretto is his half brother because his dad was like sleeping around, whatever. So I kind of liked that he didn't do that. Yeah, so I liked that. It
was actually, I think as well, because it could have been like, oh yeah. his mama had an affair with whatever, and then you could
Yeah.
have just had that child appear out of nowhere, and then. But yeah, like you say, working into the story makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, and like you're saying, like we were saying before, how he disappeared from the story and the family
Yeah.
for what 20 years or however many years you want to say it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's more than 20 years. It'd be about 30 years, right?
About that, yeah. This
And
is 99. Yeah.
and it completely made sense. Why? Then I mean, in my own head, right?
Yeah.
We just assume, okay, so Dom came out. Okay, so just to give a little bit of a background here before we get to that point, right?
Yeah.
Dom's dad was driving in the rally racing thing,
I think NASCAR or something like that, yeah.
and basically he was going to throw the race because the family was in debt. Except that the dad's never going to tell Dom that because he's Dom's his ultimate fanboy.
Yeah.
So he told John Cena Jacob that, just to, crack the fuel engine or something like that, just make a minor crack so the car doesn't. So the car.
Well, at this point we don't know that, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he does that, and then his car gets knocked into by another car, then spins out, and then smashes into the wall.
The guard railings, and explodes.
Yeah, which by the way, I'm glad they showed it because when they had it in Fast and Furious 1 where he explained this, but you didn't see it. It's good to put a different kind of perspective on it because it's not as simply as straightforward as him crashing into the guardrail. There's another behind it.
Yeah.
As well as So our boy, and also when Dom was beating up the driver, the guy who got thrown in jail for, it's like, this driver's the guy who crashed into his dad to cause that fireball.
Yeah.
And then John Cena, Jacob Toretto was going to fight that guy.
Yeah.
And then Dom goes in there, tries to calm Jacob down, tells him to go up, and then
he loses cool.
Yeah, gets his own buttons pushed, and then you got the reason why he did. Basically, he's not just simply a street thug as they made him sound like in part one in Fast and Furious. Yeah. He beat the guy with the wrench, sent to hospital or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But there's reason behind that now, and I think it's good because it's like, okay, we had this version in number 1, right?
Yeah.
But now that we've evolved him, into action hero Dom, can't have him just beat up some random guy like that.
Yeah.
So then when he comes out of jail, how long was he in jail for? Didn't it say?
They didn't even say, does it? No.
No, but here's a minor issue, right? How old is Dom meant to be here at this point in the flashback? Because 1989.
I want to say he must be about 19, 20.
Well, okay. I would agree with you, except that I thought in Fast and Furious 1, he was 24. That would make him 13. That'd make no sense. So I would have to say, okay, he's probably 30 in Fast and Furious 1, but that doesn't line up with Letty's age. Unless she's a couple of years younger than him, like 5 years younger than him or something like that.
Could be.
However, no one's just saying, if he's 13, he's the world's bulkiest, biggest 13-year-old there is, right? And I've seen Smallville, where a 14-year-old was played by a 24-year-old who was just built the size of Superman. So,
I don't... Yeah, because they don't give you the year he comes out of prison, do they?
Yeah. All I'm saying is, John Cena's the young John Cena is all right because of the height and size he is.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, maybe he can be a teenage boy.
Yeah.
Eventually grow up to be John Cena size.
Yeah.
But anyways, Dom beats him, and basically Dom comes out of jail, and
while in jail, he talks to the two Puerto Rican guys from Fast 5, and they go, "Oh yeah, you got a hairline fracture in your engine that will cause this to happen," and that's where he's like, "Oh, Jacob did it," and then he gets out of prison. Yeah.
And then he faced off Jacob saying, "I know this, that," and at this point, where Jacob's been like the ultimate street racer.
Yeah. Basically, being the better Dom. Yeah.
Yeah. But here's the thing: Dom comes out of jail and defeats Jacob. Yeah. Even though how long has he been in jail for? Out of practice for driving, whatever. But hey, look, it's Dom Toretto. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And but prior to the race though, Dom basically said, if I beat you in the race, you disappear from my life forever because I know what you did.
Yeah.
And and then after John Cena loses, by the way, not John Cena, the young actor who plays young John Cena,
Yeah.
losing the same way that Brian kind of did in Fast and Furious 1. I was like, oh, nice callback, because he did the Nitro too quickly.
Yeah.
And as soon as when he drives over the finish line, he just keeps on going.
Yeah.
And he's like, no! Like, super happy. I was
Yeah.
like, right. I don't know if it's meant to be, like, it's meant to be a dramatic moment, but at the same time, I was like, it's so over the top. It's got to be funny. It must have done it on purpose, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I do have to say as well, just before the race started, when Dom's facing down Jacob,
Yeah.
when Dom steps away from the scene, you see like a couple of members behind him.
Yeah.
Reminiscent of the crew from Fast and Furious 1, because they got, the guy who played Vinny.
Yeah.
And they got some dude that's kind of biggish with the kind of camouflage vest that Vinny wears. I was like, oh, is this meant to be the beginning of that crew as well? I didn't recognize everyone else though.
Because even the guy who welcomes Jacob after he wins the race before, he's the same guy who's in a couple of Fast and Furious films where Dom talks to. I was like, okay, cool. They're trying to, build the universe.
Even
though it's already been built, but yeah.
I did kind of so the way they filmed John Cena when he started making his appearance is like you see him from behind, you don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Right, but your trailer showed everything.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he's trying to kind of introduce it like it's not a mystery, but like you show him from the sides or from lower body and stuff like that. It's like, no, you marketed the entire film with John Cena in your posters.
Like it's probably this, because I'm pretty sure the people who make the trailers are not the same people who make the film. So and then like, oh, cool, you just gave away our secret, yay.
Yeah, well, that's the issue, right? I mean, look, all they had to do in the trailers was like, instead of saying that's Dominic's brother, right, you just say that's the guy that Dom has history with. Yeah. Right? Boom, right? Letty and Dom and Mia know who he is, right? Yeah. In the trailers, you don't want to spoil that stuff. They just be like, they have history. And then you could cut the section out where Dom says he's my brother, for the trailer. Just, that's done. And I think it seemed like they showed Han coming back in the trailer.
Yeah, they did.
But the whole purpose of that is like, oh, Statham killed him, but Statham's now one of the good guys. So we have to kind of bring Han back to show that. Well, how can we have a guy on our team who basically murdered one of our family members? Yeah. So like, but the way they brought him back as well was kind of a bit. I like the idea of Mr. Nobody kind of helping him. Yeah. But he was literally in the car when it exploded, right? He could not have teleported out of the car.
This is where you count. The other thing about that part, like when he sneaks out and he talks to Mr. Nobody, because when he's in the car, his face is like blood on it and stuff. Yeah. But then when he's talking to Mr. Nobody, literally like 2 seconds later, he's fine. And then the car explodes while he's watching it. It's like, wait a minute. I was like, okay, but if it's Han's twin brother, right? Yeah. Whatever. The same guy who, I don't know how he got over there to over the okay. But I do think it makes sense how Mr. Noble was connected to Giselle. Yeah. Used to be an agent for him or whatever. And then she was with Han. And then Han's now being backed by Mr. Nobody, who then, at this point, then gets the Fast and Furious team together for numbers Fast and Furious 7, right? Yeah. I mean, some people might not like how everything's all constantly connected, but it does kind of make sense here. Yeah, it does. It does. Especially since if you're gonna say they got super. Yeah, no, that does make sense because he's government, and he could pay for their wacky exploits and all that. So it does make sense them being connected with him. I know you can look really into it and find plot holes and all that, but it's a movie, dude. Just go with what it is.
It does a pretty decent job of putting it together, not in a super contrived way. Yeah. What do you think of Han's little backstory with the girl?
that seemed a bit, like thrown in there. It's like I don't get.
Well, look, it does tie to the plot.
It does.
Conveniently, that bit is convenient, but it does tie to the plot. At least it does make sense overall with everything that's happening.
Yeah, it was just weird. Yeah.
I did like as well how Han has no fighting ability. It's consistent from number 6 where he didn't have any fighting ability either. So when even Dom Toretto's sister can take down trained agents, good that Han can't.
Yeah, he's still Han.
Yeah, exactly. And I did like how when he was having that end fight where he just kept on trying to the SWAT guys or the evil military guys beating him up.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to grab weapons, but the magnets aren't. So all his weapons kept on getting pulled over there.
Yeah.
In the end, he pulls a grenade out.
He goes, "You've got to kill us all."
Up at that point. Yeah. Pulls the pin. The grenade flies over to the guy, and they open the doors for him to fly out.
Yeah, I thought that it was funny when how he just got blown out the door. It was like, the fast team, nothing bad can happen to them.
Well, I mean, they used the magnets for the finale. I don't want to say it wasn't a heist. It was it was kind of a heist because they were robbing the military truck.
Yeah. Even though we glossed past a lot of the film, but I'm
just saying because it's the magnets we're talking about.
Yeah.
I did like as well how I forgot her name, the character's name, but Natalie Emmanuel, who what's her character's name?
Ramsey.
Yeah. How she couldn't drive.
Yeah.
Yes, finally a team member who can't actually use the abilities of the cars that intuitive, whatever you want to say, the cars can do whatever they do.
And it's quite, because it's true. In the last, I want to say, 2 films she's been in, you never saw her drive. It's like, this isn't something they just randomly pulled out their butts for no reason.
It's like one of those jokes where it was there all along. You just never had the opportunity to show it. Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit because, like you said, we glossed over a lot of the film. So,
I do. All right, after the whole Jacob leaving, and then it flashes back to the future. Yeah, that's weird with me saying it. When Lottie and Dom are living on a farm somewhere, I thought that was a bit weird. I was like, well, why are you guys here? Like, I get you have a kid, but why are you living off the grid now? You know, you let Brian and Mia live in LA.
Yeah.
But you're so special, you got to live off the grid. Who are you?
Well, to be fair, his house got blown up, and then I think last in number 8, he was living in a apartment building or something like that.
I don't think you. Wait, in number 8, I don't think he was living anywhere.
Oh, where was he having that meal with everyone at the end?
It's somewhere in New York. I know that it was an apartment building, but I don't think that was his house. But yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Okay.
His house gets blown up in number 7.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Well, near enough.
Yeah. So I just thought, okay, that's a bit extreme, but okay, I get it, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though at this point they have nothing really to fear because Cypher's in prison.
Yeah.
Mr. Nobody basically takes care of them. Yeah. So why do they sort of need to live off the grid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
I mean, they could just be living anywhere at this point because the adventure always finds them.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Whatever, innit? So yeah.
I don't know if it's because Dom's reluctant to go on the adventure because he's like, I've got the kids now, and then when Letty said, look, we got to go and help them, I'm going to go and help them anyways. Dom's like, I don't know, and then he appears to help them.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, you didn't kind of need to do that.
No.
He could have just jumped in and helped them right away because his indecisiveness only lasts about 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
So he can make a dramatic entrance.
even though it wasn't built enough to be that dramatic. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
all right, if this was like halfway through the film's like, you know what, they need me, then it'd be more dramatic. Not like literally 2 minutes later. Yeah, I'm here. Hi guys. Yay. Yeah. So they find out that Mr. Nobody was escorting Cypher to a prison while having some key to launching nukes. Yeah, still don't actually know what the special item in this film was. Like, I know it hacks satellites, but then that's all I kind of gathered from that.
Yeah,
So,
look, as far it's just a device.
Yeah.
That everyone's going for. That's yeah.
Yeah. So
Double device.
they go to where the plane crashed, and then you got like 10 minutes to get in and out because, you know, the government are gonna come and kill them, whatever, innit? So they get the thing and they're about to leave, but then the government come back early, so they start shooting at them, and so they escape. While they're escaping,
Wait.
yeah.
Yeah. Now I was gonna say this is where Tyrese acknowledges
Yeah.
at least at this point he's got some sort of god mode ability because he's charged at one of the guys to take them down to a hole where all the other military guys shoot above him to below him.
Yeah.
He's got bulletproof vest on, fine, right?
Yeah.
But he managed to shoot every single one of them and kill them all,
Yeah.
even though they're armed, and he's static
Yeah.
somehow. And to be fair, his bulletproof vest did absorb some of the bullets because he's looking at his vest going, oof, right?
Yeah.
But then later on, he shows like bullet wounds, holes in his jacket, like.
Yeah.
Another part, Sammy's about to hit you.
Yeah. Yeah. I like. Yeah. We'll bring that back in a minute. And then so they're escaping, driving through the rainforest. I don't know. I'm not good with the locations.
The minefield.
Minefield. Yeah, get to that bit, but then you see someone in the corner watching them, and like, who could this be? Even though the trailer's already spoiled it for us.
Cross that. Yeah, he's wearing the same cross that Dom Toretto is wearing. So we're like,
And his name's in the credits. Anyway, yeah. So you're like, okay. So they drive through the lime mines, and then there's a bit where John Cena comes, and you hear. No, I did that, but anyway. And then
I did too.
I had to.
Like, wait, when did you hear it? As soon as the car appears, or as soon as he opened the door to smirk?
As soon as he opened the door to smirk. I was like, and then
I did. Even though his is the cleaner, fresher version of it.
Yeah. And wait, so other weird shenanigans happened after this.
Yeah.
Like them needing to cross over a bridge to get to the border to another country so the military can stop them. Yeah. But Ludacris, Tyrese, and Ramsey break the bridge while they're going over it. So Dom and Dominic... Oh, sorry, no, Dom and Dom, the same person. Dom and Jacob go off the bridge, but Jacob's car flies off, and then a stealth bomber with a magnet comes and clips the car onto it and flies off.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, exactly. And then, so Dom's like, hey, I'm a math whiz. If I hit this pillar at a certain angle... So yeah, and if they hit at this right angle, the anchor from the bits broken on the bridge will wrap around my tire and give us enough momentum to swing around the whole ravine and land on the other side to meet our friends. What?
Yeah. I mean, look, hey, at least it's consistent from part 4, where he has these mathematical mutant abilities, like you're saying.
Yeah.
You read X-Men, right? You
Yeah,
know
of course.
the mutant called Cypher.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what Dom has. Clearly, he has those abilities.
Nah, he's got that. He's got Domino's abilities where luck's just on his side.
Yeah.
He's
Um,
I just don't understand, but it's
I will say
amazing.
this as well.
Yeah,
Once when they crash landed from that and the car flipped over
yeah, they'd be
multiple
dead.
times, I was like, no, no, man. If the car landed smooth, like if the car landed on its wheels and it was bumping around and then it was basically able to smoothly drive forward, I'd be like, okay, that's more acceptable. But when you flip the car multiple times over,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a bit
that's one of the
invincible.
moments where I laughed. I was like,
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
sure, whatever. And
Hmm.
then this is when Letty goes, "That was Jacob, right?" And Dom's
Yeah.
like, "Huh." And I was like, "Oh, okay, so this is where they're going with this. Cool." So I can't remember what happens after this bit.
I mean, they get on the airplane because they get
That's
picked up.
it. And that's when she says that that's Jacob, right? And then everyone's like, "Wait, what? You have a brother? We've
Yeah,
known you for about 10 plus years at this point, and you've never seemed to mention you have a brother,
yeah,
and you're always about family."
yeah.
It
But
makes
like
no
we
sense.
covered before, it does make sense
Yeah,
why when basically he exiled his own brother, and he was a bit of an ass for doing that. So
yeah,
it works within his own character as well.
yeah,
Not to really want to, not boast about it, but he doesn't really want to bring it up
yeah.
either.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
And it does as well. Jacob being his brother allows Mia to be involved in the story without Brian having to be involved in the story.
Yeah,
Because they say, oh, Brian's looking after the kids. That'd be Dom's kid
yeah,
and his own Brian's own kids. So it's like,
yeah.
okay,
I was like,
yeah,
okay, I'll buy that. I'll buy that.
yeah,
Makes sense. So yeah, so this we get a bit more backstory about how Mia was still talking to Jacob for a year after he got exiled because he went to live with the family friend Buddy, and then he just
yeah,
disappeared
yeah,
and said, "Don't come, don't look for me."
yeah. And all this time he's become a super spy or whatever,
Yeah,
a legit super spy, even though Dom Toretto has become a super spy because he was a street racer.
yeah.
Yeah.
It shows whatever path you go, you become a super spy. You know, you can have all the training in the world like Jacob, or have
Yeah,
no training in the world like Dom, and you both end up in the same place.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what I was going to point out as well. Dom's an engineer, right?
yeah,
He fixes cars. He's got intuitive ability to know what's wrong with their cars and whatnot, right?
yeah,
So then, if you multiply that by his actual physics, mutant calculation abilities, all right, you could get from there to there to there to there.
yeah,
Just exaggerating powers, his mental ability as you're going along. But well, okay, it's not a leap now. It's just like okay,
yeah.
here to here, here to here, here to here to the power of whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. I buy it. I buy it. Logic in the Fast and Furious world. Who
Yeah.
thought? Yeah. So then they get they go to one of Mr. Nobody's secret bunkers for their base of operations. And then this is where they sort of find out Han's still alive but not alive.
Yeah, they find something that
Yeah,
indicates that
connected
he
to
might
Han.
be alive.
Yeah. And then also while this is happening, you find out that Jacob and Otto's men have Cypher and they want her to hack something so they could find out where the bits for the puzzle is.
Yeah,
And this is where they made logic to John Cena and Dom Toretto being brothers. John Cena and Vin Diesel being brothers in this world.
yeah,
Which is like, I knew the Torettos were quite the concoction of breeds.
yeah.
But it's funny that you have a strong Norwegian chin. I was like, okay, so they're just saying and the Torettos are racially fluid. They're everything. So that explains why a whatever race Vin Diesel was in real life is, and John Cena could be brothers. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought about it as well. I talked to my dad about this. It's like, if you look at it, there's 3 stages. Dom's the one that could be considered black or whatever.
Yeah.
The sister is the Latino looking one.
Yeah.
And then you got John Cena, who's the white one.
Well, yeah, but I think John Cena's part Italian as well.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay. They sort of made logic to this
I did,
choice.
by the way, I did like how they got the dad, the father Toretto, who had kind of the same hair as Vin Diesel would when he does have hair.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay.
I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then, so then...
Oh, hold on. Let me just say, young Toretto.
Yeah.
Do you think that Vin Diesel dubbed him?
Nah. Because his voice wasn't that deep. You could actually understand what he was saying.
Right. Okay. 'Cause I thought maybe that Vin Diesel dubbed him and they